from like September, okay? So you're gonna decide if that mapping diagram is a function. You're gonna write a sentence on your paper. I gave you a sentence starter there, and then we'll share.
Good morning, Bears. Please stand and join us for the pledge of allegiance to our nation, state, and the Republic of Ireland. First, we pledge to the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one community. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you, Miss Lee. You have a wonderful day, Bears.
I'm gonna give you 60 more seconds, and then we're gonna talk about it. In this box. Need a pencil, your phone.
No, I got one.
Is your account in private or?
No, it's supposed
Yes, this is the one we're gonna do it in the Thursday
I
box.
posted the video meeting.
Even though today's Friday. This was our Thursday one.
And I haven't had a follow that, so I have to.
You need a new one? You need a new one?
And he accepted it and it's on the repost and then.
Jojo, get your one.
No, they would.
You found it? Yay!
No, where did we write this at?
In the Thursday box. That's an old one. Where's yours?
Oh, it's right here.
You got it?
I saw it this morning.
Yep, that's one.
And then.
Okay, I have an old warm-up that I'll pass back to you guys while a couple people are finishing.
You said Thursday?
Yep. This was supposed to be yesterday's warm-up, but, you know, things happen. This is an old warm-up that you guys turned in. Okay, I'm seeing some really good answers. The check that's on your paper just means I like what you wrote. It might not mean that what you wrote is correct, okay? That's all you wrote is no. What about a nice little sentence starter I got you there? Give me a full sentence, please. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you guys share with somebody, because I think it's interesting that we have differing answers here. So Jared and Aiden, you guys are gonna share. And then Chloe and Fabiola, y'all will share. And then my trio up here and my duo back here. Rixie, give me a letter, A or B? B. So if you have a B on your desk, you're gonna speak first. She has a B on her desk. She even got to pick. So Jared, you and Aiden are both A's, so I'm gonna ask you to speak first. Jojo will speak first, Fabiola will speak first, Rixie will speak first. All you have to do is read what's on your paper, okay? So you're gonna share with the person that I paired you up with, or that you're next to, what you wrote on your paper. If you have a B on your desk, or if I said your name, you're gonna share first. Read what's on your paper. Ready, set, go.
Good year.
I think the map is.
Man, you didn't probably have to know.
Right here, three, I said.
Oh.
So Jojo has the B, so she's gonna read first.
It is
You read first.
I think I wrote. mapping is not a function because the 7 goes to multiple numbers, not just one time.
Do you think it is or is not a function?
We already scored a few tennis.
I know, there were a lot of people. Okay, so what did you decide? It is or is not? A's, your turn to read. Read what's on your paper. Sorry. Did you say it is or is not? Is it Okay. So the numbers in the domain are not the same as the numbers in the range? Okay, did everybody read? Andre, did you get to read? You got to read? Miguel, you got to read? Aiden, you got to read? Okay. I'm gonna spin my wheel and we'll do this 3 times. The conversations I heard were really good, but I think there's some misconceptions and that makes sense because we haven't done this in a while, so. We'll clear those up and then we'll move on to our lesson for today. So this is a mapping that's pairing, this is called domain and range. That's kind of an algebra 1 term, but the one on the left is the x. Okay, so when you're talking about it, you can say these are the x's and then these are the y's. All right, let's see. If it lands on Chloe, we will spin it. All right, Chloe R, go ahead.
I wrote, I think the mapping is not a function because the 7 goes to 2 numbers instead of 1 time, just so everyone knows.
Okay, so process what she said. She said the 7 goes to 2 numbers and not like everything else that just goes to 1 number. So you're saying that like this number right here is causing this to not be a function. Okay. Rexy, what do you think? Just tell me, I know you're not feeling so good, I can tell. So did you say it was or was not a function? So she said it's not a function, and can you share with the class what you told me? It was really good what you said. So you said, what about these?
I'm not connected with the range. Like, say the number 7 it's not connected with what? The 12 is not connected with the 19.
Yeah, so she had mentioned that like the numbers over here, and correct me if I say this wrong, the numbers over here were different than the numbers over here. Right, you said the numbers in the domain were different than the numbers in the range? Yeah. And so, does that make that a function or not a function? I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna spend one more time. Thank you for sharing. Stephanie? What do you think? Start here. Because you don't know. So she's like, I don't think it is, but I don't know why. That's okay. Everybody say mapping. Say it one more time. A mapping is just comparing x and y values in these 2 circular shapes. Okay?
Miss, wait a minute.
Yeah?
I think it's not, it's a function because the numbers are not.
Yeah.
Christian Lucas.
Okay, got it.
Christian Lucas Reyes.
Okay, got it.
It's a function because the range are not connected with what? The domains are not connected with the same number as the range.
So the domain are not connected to the same number in the range. Okay. Fabiola, will you read what you wrote on your paper? Will you read what you wrote on your paper?
I think the thing is that the question was correct. It's number that
Okay. And Andrea, will you read what you wrote on your paper?
I think the mapping is a function because X doesn't repeat.
Okay, so the reason I chose those two students to read is because they said what we need to look for. Jared had the same thing too, what Andrea had. And we need to look at the X's. So we need to look at these numbers and decide if anything repeats. So Fabiola and Chloe said it's not a function because they said something repeats. Andrea and Jared said that it is a function because nothing repeats. How can we tell if something repeats or not? Right now, it looks like it's just 2, 7, negative 12, 20, and 16. But Chloe, what makes you think that something repeats here?
Because there's two lines coming out of the number 7.
Yeah, so 7 is paired with 0 and 19. So guys, if this was in a table, it would look something like this. It would say 2 and 0, 7 and 19, 7 and 15, negative 12, negative 13, and then so on. So the 7 is repeating. What makes a mapping tricky is that it doesn't look like anything repeats. So we have to look at the lines, which a lot of us were looking at those lines. We were looking at those arrows, but we were like, well, all these numbers are different and nothing's repeating, so I think it's a function. But the correct answer here is that this is not a function. Okay? Jojo, why is this not a function?
I thought it was for Y.
Good question. So it's always the X, it's always the input. So Y can be anything. In fact, Y could be like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, all the way down. Remember we talked about how, this was a long time ago, in the first semester, how it's kind of like a vending machine, how like you press the button 2 and then you get something out of it. Do you remember that? A little bit? Okay, so if it was 0 all the way through, Jojo, it would be like one of those vending machines that only has bottled water, which is like lame. But like, it means all of the outputs are the same, and then it has all these different buttons to get to that output. Okay? Aiden, why is this not a function?
Because X repeats
What X repeats?
7.
The 7. And how do we know that the 7 repeats, Jared?
Huh?
How do we know that the 7 is the X that's repeating?
Because it shows you.
How does it show us though? There's not another 7 over here or over here, so how is it repeating?
Because the arrow was pointing twice to 0.
Yes, because of the 2 arrows. Okay. Go ahead and get your Chromebooks out. Yes, right back. So I have to remove.
Lexi.
I'm gonna delete scores.
Energy.
Yeah. I never know. Look over. Okay, yeah, it should be good. I just need them like. Okay, cool. Okay. So yes. This is great. Oh, that's even better. Excellent work. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna continue our learning with volume. Did you guys do anything with poems yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You're gonna see these words that are blue. So this is volume, cylinder, volume, cone, cylinder, and height. So this is a long one, but we're only gonna do it once without Miguel too, because we just went to the restroom. Ready? Okay. No, you guys look sleepy and some of us aren't feeling good, but let's do this just one time. Ready? I can review the, everybody? Of a, everybody? And learn the relationship between the, of a, and a, that are the same? Good, so we're gonna look at cones and cylinders that are the same height, and we're gonna see what the relationship is between those two things, okay? So go to student.desmos.com. Yes, there's one back here that I'll grab for you.